Shalom. Calling Yahweh Shemi Shai by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles. The great millstone rule well. Shalom to the 144,000. The 1/3 remnant, men, women, and children of the whole full elect. Shalom. This the brother Gabar Yash coming back at you with another lesson. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Shai, I pray his lesson be edifying and straight to the point. Okay? Hold on, let me do this real quick. Turn that mic around. Alright. So let's jump right into this alright lesson, man. Alright, go in and praise lesson be edifying. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Shai. This is an article from the endtimeheadlines.org. It says Russia begins targeting NATO homeland, aim fears of global war. Alright, wars and rumors of wars, man. Okay. Russia appears to be pivoting from saber rattling to tangible actions that probe the resolve of the NATO allies. What began as verbal barbs and hybrid warfare tactics has evolved into brazen airspace violations, drone swarms, and missile strikes, encroaching on an allies' territory. All right, speaking of which, all right, Russia is, has basically, send their warships on the coast of Alaska, man. Okay, so hey, this thing is getting stirred up, man. The me's are getting stirred up. Okay, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Shai. As the conflict in Ukraine grinds into its fourth year, security analysts warns that these provocations signals a dangerous escalation, potentially inching the world towards a broader global conflict. And exactly, all right, World War III. Okay, wars and rumors of wars, man. Okay. The article from Yahoo News, penned by Kathleen McFall, captures this shift vividly, framing it as a deliberate strategy by Moscow to test NATO's unity and deterrence capabilities. With the Allies' eastern flanks, nations like Ethiopia, Lithuania, Poland, and Latvia bearing the brunt of these incursions, these stakes feel perilously high. Slocky. Russia is testing NATO again, writes McFall, highlighting a pattern that has NATO scrambling to adapt. Beautiful. Some beautiful times, man. A surge in provocations, jets, drones, and shadows of World War III. And this is what we're headed towards, man. These nations are gathering up in the valley of Yehoshaphat for this third and final war, Armageddon, or in the Hebrew, Armageddon. Okay? NATO is going to be a part of that, man. Okay? The beast system, along with America, Babylon the Great, man. Okay? NATO has maintained a state of heightened vigilance since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. However, the past few months has seen an alarming uptick in direct threats to alliance members. Russian fighter jets has repeatedly violated Ethiopia's airspace, including a daring flyover of the capital, Tallinn. In a historic first, NATO forces fire upon Russian assets in response, underscoring the gravity of the situation. Etona. Oh, that's Etonian Snarky. Etonian Etona invocation inv- invocation of Article 4 consolation the alliance mach- uh, machinist for discussing security threats for the second time in recent weeks, only amplifies the tensions. Okay. Excuse me. President Donald Trump speaking at press conference alongside UK Prime Minister Starmer on September 18, 2025, did little to ease fears. He cautioned that the ongoing war in Ukraine could end up in World War III, adding a pointed rebuke. Russian President Vladimir Putin has let him down over his refusal to end the military campaign. Russia ain't gonna end this war, man. Okay? Things are gonna continue to escalate. Okay? And Russia is saying, hey, we ain't stopping this. Okay? I'm not gonna read all of this, man. It's a lot to read. But as you can see, Russia is not playing, man. So without further ado, I'll put the rest in the description box. Let's get some scriptures, man. So things are intensifying. And as this year goes out, man, things are going to further intensify. Okay? We're just in those times, man. This is the times that we're in. Let's go to Matthew 24. Matthew 24, and let's start at verse 6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. That's what you're hearing of, World War III. That World War III rumor ain't gonna be a rumor pretty soon. It's gonna it's gonna soon take place. And hey, the prophets have warned you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans of the times that we're in. Okay? War is upon us. We're in the time of war. Okay? Pertaining to Ecclesiastes 3 and 8. A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. We're in a time of hate and war. Okay? Matthew 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Why? Because the MOTB, which is the C-HIP, man, the RFID C-HIP has got to be made mandatory, which we're on the verge of that happening. Okay? Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places. Verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So we're in the beginning of sorrows, okay? Things are not going to get better here in Babylon, the great America, and throughout the world. Things are just going to further intensify. Let's go to Revelation 11 and 14, straight to the point. Okay, let's read verse, let's start at verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And that's the elect being called up into the chariots, okay? It tells you that in Matthew chapter 24 and verse 29 through 31, that the Lord Yahushua is coming back to save his elect, okay? Before those missiles hit America, the elect of Israel is going to be beamed up into the chariots, okay? They're going to hear the voice of Yahushua saying, come up hither. Hide thyself in thy chambers, man. I can't, okay? Pertaining to Isaiah chapter 26, verse 20 and 21. I might get that scripture. Excuse me. Not Isaiah, but Revelations chapter 11 and verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Our enemies are going to behold us, man. Okay? They're going to see us getting beamed up into the chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And that's very close at hand. Snarky. Need a drink of water. Verse 13. In the same hour there a great earthquake. And what's going to cause the earthquake, man? That great earthquake. The ICBM nuclear missiles. And the 10th part of the city fell. That's America, Babylon the Great. Okay? As you know, America is divided into 10 FEMA zones. Okay? So this is talking about America, Babylon the Great. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven, man. So we're going to witness this. Okay? In the chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly. So the third woe, which is World War III, is coming quickly. These nations are being gathered up. Okay, let's get that scripture. I keep quoting it. Might as well get it. Joel 3. Joel chapter 3 and verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Okay, we're about to be freed from this captivity. Okay, that we was made to serve. Okay, we're about to be freed. Okay, when Yahushua returns. Excuse me, verse 2. And I will also gather all nations. The Lord Yahushua is gathering the nations, man. So what is this about all nations can be saved? Come on. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahushaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. It goes to show you the people over there are not the people, man. Okay. Verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near. Let come up. Verse 10. Beat your plowshares and the swords and your pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. The nations that didn't have nuclear capabilities are now, hey, they're no longer afraid, man. So the kings of the Medes are being raised up. Let's go to Isaiah 13. Let's go straight to the point. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So Russia is being stirred up, Gog and Magog. Verse 18, their bows shall also dash the young men to pieces. That's talking about the missiles. And they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Verse 19, and Babylon, this is talking about future Babylon, not ancient Babylon, but a futuristic Babylon. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. How Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed? By fire. The same thing is going to happen to Babylon, the great America. It's going to be destroyed by fire as well. Let's go to now. Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter. That's 51. Yeah. Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 7. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshua's hand that made all the earth drunken. the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. So the nations are tired of Esau, man. They're tired of America, Babylon the Great. Okay? So, hey, now these nations are rising up. Okay? Verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, and so she may be healed. Verse 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reaching unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the sky. So Babylon cannot be saved. Trump can't save Babylon, the great America, man. Okay? This place is done. It's done for. Verse 10. The glory of Hashem Yahshua have brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the glory of Hashem Yahshua our power. Verse 11. Make bright the arrows, that's the missiles. Gather the shields, the glory of Hashem Yahshua have raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, that's Russia, for his device against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the glory of Hashem Yahshua, the vengeance of his temples. So this is why the glory of Hashem Yahshua is raising up Russia, China, all these other nations that's going to be joined unto Russia, man, to, hey, bring an end to this wicked ass queendom. Okay? America, Babylon the Great, and basically Esau's kingdom, man. Edomite on Edomite crime. Okay? Verse 12. Set up the standards upon the walls of Babylon, make the watch strong, set up the watchmen, prepare the ambush, for the Lord Yahweh shall have both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. So this is why the Medes are being raised up. Russia. Let's go down. Let's go down to verse 24. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord Yahweh Shah. This is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh Shah's temple. It tells you that in Isaiah the 63rd chapter, Isaiah the 34th chapter. Okay? Yahushua is returning back to a world that is ruled by Edom. And Lord Yahweh is using Russia, China, and these other nations to come up against Babylon, the great America. Verse 25. Behold, I am against thee, O destroyed mountain. That's America. Said the Lord Yahweh, which destroyed all the nations. And I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and will roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a mountain. This place is going to be burnt away, destroyed. Nothing ain't going to be left here, man. Let's continue. Verse 26. And they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundations, but thou shalt be desolate forever, said the Lord Yahweh. Nothing else is going to dwell here, man. Once Babylon the great America is destroyed, that's it. Verse 27. Set up ye a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations, prepare the nations against her. Call together against her the kings of Iraq, Meni, and Ashkenaz. Appoint a captain against her. Cause the horses to come up as the rough caterpillars, man. That's the military force. Verse 28. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes. Once again, the kings of the Medes, that's Russia. The nations are being prepared. Okay? Yeah, NATO is going to eventually join up with Russia. So basically right now, it look like they're against each other. It may look like, oh yeah, they're against each other, man. No. Prophecy is going to be fulfilled regardless, man. Let's start at verse 28 again. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. Verse 29. And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord Yahweh shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an inhabitant. That's the goal. The end all be all. Okay? These nations are gathering for World War III, and really, they're gathering to be, hey, to destroy Babylon the Great America. These nations are pointing their missiles towards this place. Okay? So don't believe the news when they tell you when Trump is making deals and no, man. We're not in that time. Those deals, man. Look, America is done. Babylon is done. Okay? Russia, hey, is returning back to what? Let's go to it. Let's get it. Turning back to that USSR ways, man. Okay, let's go to Ezekiel 30, I think, yes, 38. Ezekiel 38, let's start at verse 1. And the word of the Lord Yahweh Shai came unto me, saying, verse 2, Son of man, set thy face against Gog in the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against it. Okay. Verse 3. And say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shai power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, and the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. Okay. So yeah, we're prophesying against Russia too, man, because those are Edomites too. Now you do got some jakes maybe sprinkling amongst those so-called Russians, all right, those Edomites over there. But nevertheless, man, hey, we don't really care about Russia and those people, man. But nevertheless, the Lord Yahweh Shai is fulfilling prophecy. Okay? His will is being done. Okay? Point blank, period. Verse 4, And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thy armies, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, man. So these nations being gathered together for this third and final war. Okay? Talking about the missiles. Persia, okay, which is modern day Iraq, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer is modern day Turkey. And all his bands, the houses of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Verse 7. Be thou prepared, and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So Russia's going to be a guard to these nations, man. Okay? As you can see, things are, shifting. Okay? Things are shifting. Okay? Esau's world is coming to an end, and Jacob's world is about to begin, man. Second Israel chapter 6, verse 9. Esau is the end of the world, this age, and Jacob's beginning of it that followed. Jacob's age is about to begin. But before all that happened, man, civil unrest, Jacob's trouble, World War III, the MOTB, okay, it's all on the table, okay. All of these prophecies are happening as once, man, okay. So we're in some exciting times, okay. Let's see. Anything else? Yeah, I'm gonna end it here, man. Lord willing, I praise and bless it was edifying and straight to the point. Call Halain La Yahaba Shem Yao Shai, Bashem Rakakwadash, Sean Wam, Kwame Sharanga, Wa Abba Babal. Sean Wam, we almost out of here. Sean Wam.